Yeah, man. What's happening? Good to see you. Hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Feeling good? Let's go one more time. How's everybody doing tonight? Come on! Make some noise! Let's go! We got the workshop brass band here. This is a New Orleans style brass band. Has anybody ever been to New Orleans? Who's been to New Orleans? Nice. We're going down in January. So we're going to drive two 12-passenger vans, and we're going to go soak up some of the culture. We're playing music that primarily comes from, 100% comes from New Orleans, but primarily comes from a handful of bands down there. Rebirth Brass Band, Hot 8 Brass Band, Soul Rebels Brass Band. There's a lot of really wonderful bands down there that we learn from. Stooges Brass Band. And we're hoping to get to interface with some of those bands when we go down there in January. We're going to keep going as I'm going to stall a little bit more for our tuba players to mic up because we marched in. But we're going to keep going with one of those tunes by one of those bands. This is a Rebirth Brass Band tune, and it's called Let's Do It Again, and it's going to feature 4 people. I don't remember who's doing it. Preston on alto saxophone, Matt P. on trombone. Who else is doing it? Ooh, Autumn is playing on Barry sax, and one other person. Who's the other one? Sydney on trumpet. Sweet. So this is Rebirth Brass Band's Let's Do It Again. All right, I need y'all to sing with us. Whoa, whoa, just whoa, just whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, sing it. Whoa. Let's go down the volume so we can hear him sing. You sound great. You sound great. Come on. We're gonna make you do a lot of this tonight. Whoa, whoa, let's go. Whoa. Hey. All right, cool. Yeah, so one of the traditions of New Orleans style brass band music is that they adapt tunes from other genres. So we're gonna play an R&B tune now. That's best known version is the Temptations. Any Temptations fans out there? All right, we'll feature Preston on this one on alto sax. Here we go. This is Just My Imagination. And there's gonna be a whole bunch of call and response in this one. That's another part that's integral to New Orleans music is call and response. Somebody says something and then you say it back, right? So we're gonna do that with you all on this tune. I'm gonna say 70-30 and I need you to yell 70-30. I'm gonna say 60-40. You're gonna say 60-40. I'm gonna say 50-50 lovin'. You're gonna say 50-50 lovin', all right? So here it comes, Just My Imagination. It's all good, good, good. Loving somebody when somebody loves you back. Yeah, it's all good, good, good. Loving somebody when somebody loves you back. All right, here's where you need to respond. I'm not talking about 70-30, 60-40, 50-50 loving. That's right. I'm not talking about 70-30, not 60-40, but 50-50 loving. We're gonna do it again. You got another chance. Say, it's all good, good, good. Loving somebody when somebody loves you back. Say, it's all good, good, good. Loving somebody when somebody loves you back. Here we go. I'm not talking about 70-30, not 60-40, but 50-50 loving. Yeah. I'm not talking about 70-30, not that 60-40, but 50-50 loving. That's right. Cause it was just my imagination once again. Sing it with us, come on. Running away with me. It was just my imagination. Running away with me. We're gonna sing it again. Break it down. Come on. It was just my imagination once again. Running away with me. Running away with me. It was just my imagination. Running away with me. Cool. Give it up for Preston on the alto saxophone. Preston. Yes, yes. Earlier you heard from Matt Plancinis on the trombone. Give it up for Matt. We'll get everybody in here soon. You heard from Sydney on the trumpet. Playing some melody on that one too up front. You heard from Reed on the trumpet playing some melody up front there. And Robbie took a solo on the last tune before that one. And we had Autumn back there on Barry sax as well. Cool. I'll tell you who everybody else is in a second. My name's Adam. I run the jazz program here at Michigan Tech. Hello. How many of you have been to a jazz concert before? Cool. How many of you have seen this band before, the Workshop Brass Band? Cool. Awesome. Fewer hands. All right. Sweet. Well, I'm glad you're here to enjoy this night. We're just playing some New Orleans music, but the next two bands play music from TV, film, and video games. And the last band, the Jazz Lab Band, our top big band here at Michigan Tech, will have some video as well behind us as we play some theme songs and things. It'll be really fun. We're gonna keep going with a very important traditional tune in the history of this music. This music is. I was just talking with some of the students backstage that when I go to Europe and I tour around with this band called Youngblood Brass Band and we play New Orleans style music, a lot of it's heavily composed, but we also play music from the tradition. And the bands that do this kind of music over there, they find it very silly. It's like very fun and silly music, and so they'll wear funny hats and they'll wear like underwear over their pants and things like that. Kind of like what you see in the pep band. I mean, it's like almost exactly like that. Pep band's always wearing funny hats and having fun. And that's awesome. I love that, and I love pep banders. How many people play in the pep band here? There's a lot of people. that do. How many people play in more than 2 ensembles here at Michigan Tech? Isn't that ridiculous? It's like everybody. That's awesome. So when we go over there, we notice that it's very silly. And so we try to emphasize that this music is actually born in life and death. This music started out as funeral music. It was something that you could use to process the loss of a loved one. And so a band would play something called a dirge, where you played very slow, something like a hymn, like Just a Closer Walk with Thee, which this band has done in the past. And then you might play an up-tempo version of that, and then you might jump right into the tune we're about to play, which is called I'll Fly Away. So here we go. All right. Give it up for Ethan Dura on the trombone there up front. A big solo. We got Hayla over there on the alto saxophone. Give it up for Hayla. Naomi over there on the trombone. Give it up for Naomi. Again, we heard from Autumn on the bari sax. Yes. And Gabe, right, on trumpet. Yeah, and where did you play on? Not this one, but the last one. Fly Away, yeah. We went right into St. James. Who else played? Did I miss somebody? Reed. Reed played. Reed, give it up for Reed. Yeah! I'll tell you who everybody else is because everybody here is important. And typically this band doesn't have a bass player, but we do have a bass player. Give it up for Harrison on the bass. And the vocals. I know you heard those soaring vocals. It's probably being live streamed. Somebody out there's hearing it. Give it up for Christian on the tuba, one of our OGs in this band. Actually, Christian designed our T-shirts. If you see our T-shirts that say Workshop Brass Band, Christian designed our logo. And he put it on his tuba, too. Give it up for, next to Autumn is Trigvi playing snare drum. Give it up for Trigvi. Yes. And actually, we're going to play a tune by a band called Mama Digdown's Brass Band, which is a band out of Madison, Wisconsin. And the guy who started that band lived next door to you, right? Like growing up. So you were exposed to brass band music, played a little brass band music before coming here to Michigan Tech. And when I found out, one of the dudes you studied with is a friend of mine. And so he was like, hey, I got some brass banders coming to your school. I was like, yes. So we roped Trigvi into doing brass band. This is his second year. He's really doing an amazing job over there on the snare drum. It's a very specific style of drumming that isn't really taught when you learn drum set or even learn jazz. So it's just all this rolling and filling and rolling and filling and building tension and releasing tension, which is very nuanced and takes time to learn. He's doing an awesome job. But we're going to play a tune by his neighbor in a little bit, who also was responsible for bringing the guys who started Youngblood Brass Band, which is a band that I toured all over the world with for 8 years, to New Orleans for the first time when they were in high school, and they're like 45 now. So it's wild how everything kind of comes full circle. Next to Trigvi is Joe's on the big bass drum. Give it up for Joe's. Yes, Joe's has also been like booking us gigs and doing all kinds of awesome stuff, keeping us moving forward, which is awesome. Give it up for Nico on the tuba luba luba and the purple jacket. Over there we've got Matt Cronin on the trombone. Give it up for Matt. Down on the end. Who haven't I said? Luke on the trombone. Oh, you did solo too, and I didn't say your name. Luke on the trombone right here. Everybody else has had their name mentioned, I think. Cool. We're going to play 2 more tunes, and then we're going to bring up the R&D Big Band to play some tunes for you. This one is called AP Tour. It's another Rebirth Brass Band tune. Here we go. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out. There's a little concessions area over there, so in between bands, feel free to get up and wander around, talk to each other. We'll have to do a little bit of a stage turnover for the next two bands, but we're going to finish off with a tune called Voodoo Groove. This band will be playing a Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday show later on or early on in 2024. So we'd love to see you out for that. It'll be a dinner show. It'll feature food catered by a cool restaurant in town. And it'll have New Orleans food, like po' boys and gumbo and beignets. So come and hang with us. It'll be a cool dinner show on the stage. All right, here we go, Voodoo Groove. Apparently I queued us out too soon. They were confused. My apologies. But that's the end of that song. We're going to move on. I'm really excited that we've got a new jazz director person here this year. His name's Drew Kilpala, and he has been coming up here his whole life. His family owns the ferry line up in Copper Harbor. So he's been coming up and working at Copper Harbor. He's been studying jazz trombone a long time, went and got a master's degree at North Texas, one of the strongest jazz programs in the country, and is up here hanging. And he came to a jam session that we were putting on last year, and I heard him play, and I was like, who is that? And we met and got to hang a little bit, and I said, why don't you come and teach, man? My program keeps growing. We've had about 65 students audition for jazz this year, which is wild. And Drew, I asked Drew if he would come and hang with us, so he will be the director of the R&D Big Band, and he'll talk to you in a second, all right? and we'll change over the stage. So talk amongst yourself, hang out, get a drink. Here we go.
R&D Jazz Ensemble. R&D Jazz Ensemble. Everybody up. R&D Jazz Band, everybody. Yeah. These guys sound great. These guys have been putting in so much work this semester. You can sit down now. These guys have been putting in so much work this semester, and I'm super proud of all the work they put in, all the great music that we prepared for you this evening. The first couple of tunes that we played, one of them was in the theme, and only one of them. The second one was not in the theme of tonight's concert. But the first one is a tune written by the great virtuoso pianist Herbie Hancock for a television special in 1969 called Fat Albert Rotunda. And he released an album of that same name that same year in 1969. And that was a tune called Tell Me a Bedtime Story. And it was arranged by the current director of the 1 O'Clock Lab Band, who I actually worked with at the University of North Texas. His name is Alan Baylock, and he is the former director of the Airmen of Note, the former musical director of the Air Force's premier jazz band, the Airmen of Note. And I had the pleasure of working with him at the University of North Texas. His arrangements are excellent, and everyone here did a great job of bringing that piece to life. That second tune was an old Count Basie classic. Who here knows Count Basie? Can we get a round of applause for Count Basie? Anybody? Anybody? Please. Please. We love Count Basie. I love Count Basie. I hope you love Count Basie. That was arranged, an old standard written in the 1930s called All of Me, arranged by Billy Byers for the Basie Band, one of their classic iterations in the mid-1960s. And that is a great arrangement. I really love that arrangement. It's got these big dynamic contrasts, these big horn hits, and that one's a lot of fun to play. That was one of the first arrangements I ever played as a jazz musician, and I love it to this day, which is why I chose it for tonight's concert. I think it's really great. We're going to keep the train moving here with a tune that I played extensively on tour with the Glenn Miller Orchestra, which I just got off the road with in April, actually. This is a tune that was originally written by Erskine Hawkins, an old swing-era band leader from the 1940s. This is Tuxedo Junction.
Junction. That's a fun one.
That's a fun one for the swing. You heard a whole bunch of soloists on that one. You heard May Nayring on the vibes. Give it up for May. You heard Matthew Cronin on the trombone. Michael Tarski on the trumpet. And Ronan Higgins on the guitar. I also, in my haste to get on to the next tune, I forgot to introduce Owen Knox, who soloed on Tell Me a Bedtime Story, and Robin Vanden Heuvel, who played the opening melody on All of Me. Give those guys a round of applause, too. I want to take a moment here to introduce our fine rhythm section here. The rhythm section is notoriously the hardest piece of the band to put together. And everyone in the rhythm section has done an excellent job this semester of making the band feel really, really great. And I can't thank them enough for that because it's the heartbeat of the music. We have May Nayring on the vibes, Robin Vanden Heuvel on the piano, Kiara LaRouche on the bass, Caleb Janke on the bass, Ronan Higgins on the guitar, Ira Techman on the drums, and Joe Olson on the drums as well. Give it a hand. Give a good hand for the rhythm section. R&D rhythm section, everybody. Everybody's working hard tonight. Yeah. We're going to continue now with another composition that is going to feature some more soloists. This is a Henry Mancini composition. Does anybody know who Henry Mancini is? A couple people? A couple people. There's some people. The Ides know who Henry Mancini is. That's good. Henry Mancini famously wrote the music for Peter Gunn, which is a TV show no one remembers anymore. This next piece, I won't say that then. I won't say that. This next piece is a piece he wrote for another TV show that no one remembers anymore. This was written for Mr. Lucky, which aired for 1 year, 1959 to 1960, and this piece of music isn't even in the TV show. It was recorded by Mancini's orchestra and released on an album called Mr. Lucky Goes Latin in 1961, and has achieved this kind of cult classic quality to it. People have since used it in a myriad number of soundtracks in Hollywood movies, and it's been re-recorded many times. This was famously featured in the soundtrack to The Big Lebowski, the Coen brothers' favorite in 1998. This is a tune originally called Lujan, but it was re-recorded as Slow Hot Wind. Slow Hot Wind, that featured another swath of soloists. We have Ronan Higgins on the guitar. Cameron Keys on trombone. Alex Keel on the clarinet. A doubler. It's always good to have a woodwind doubler. And our lead alto saxophonist, Ben Harrison, as well. I'd like to take a moment right now to introduce our saxophone section. You heard from Ben and Alex on that last one, but I'd also like to introduce Alex Roll and Jaden Heller. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Jaden Heller and Owen Knox you heard from. How about it for the saxophones? Stand up, saxophones. Yeah. Working very hard tonight, guys. We have one more tune for you this evening. How have we enjoyed ourselves tonight? You having a good time? How was workshop? Workshop will put some pep in your step. I think so. We got one more tune for you this evening, and I'm not going to introduce this one. If you can see it on my stand, don't look at it. Don't look at it if you can see it on my stand. This is one that I think some of you may recognize. Come on, Sanford and Son theme. You heard another great solo from Mr. Ben Harrison right here. I'd like to take a moment to introduce our brass section to everybody too. I neglected to do that. Matthew Cronin on trombone, Evan Ersbaumer, Cameron Keys, Colin Reeves. We have Ben Ryan, Jordan Chopsky, and Michael Tarski, and that is our brass section. How about a hand for a brass section? Give a hand to the brass section. Yeah. And how about a hand to the R&D Big Band? Take a bow, guys. I know Adam already said this briefly, but my name is Drew Kilpala, and I have had such a pleasure directing these fine young musicians this semester at Michigan Tech, and I'm very excited to continue doing it. And stick around for Lab Band's short set. We've had a real pleasure playing for you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Hello. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you hanging late. We're going to play a few tunes here, and we'll have some video to accompany us. We actually enlisted the help of a local high school student. My wife is the band director over at Hancock High School, and Mikah, a student over at Hancock, reached out to me when he saw the theme of the concert on the calendar, and he said, "Can I do something for the show?" I said, "Sure, what do you want to do?" So we edited a whole bunch of video for the show, and tomorrow night, we'll actually do like a whole long set tomorrow night. We'll do 9 tunes tomorrow night. We'll do a truncated version of the show tonight, but Michael will be here tomorrow night to announce and MC all the tunes as well, so that'll be fun. If you're looking to see the whole show, come on by, come on back. So here we go. We're going to start with a tune from an anime show called Cowboy Bebop. Anybody familiar with Cowboy Bebop? Yeah, we got some people shaking fists. Yeah! When we came up with the show theme, a bunch of students said, "We got to do some of this stuff." And they started sending links, and we chose a couple tunes from this show. So here we go. This is Tank. right, give it up for Hayla on the alto saxophone. Hayla is one of my longtime jazzers since my day one here. Started in the workshop, big band, brass band, turned into a brass band, and has been working her way up to lab band ever since. Lab band, lead alto now. It's kind of a fun time to watch these students progress through the bands and get better and better. We're going to keep going with another tune. I think you'll know what this one is from. Here we go. Yeah. That was like college for me. Year one of college was like year two of Family Guy or something. So it was very important to watch every Family Guy episode. And even when I got married, we did this, you do the registry thing when you get married. And we were in Target. We were registering for a block of knives and, important things, a microwave. And then I snuck over and I did a couple DVD sets of Family Guy. And thankfully, somebody bought us the Family Guy DVD. So we had some fun watching Family Guy after we got married. That featured Liam Casiopo on the tenor saxophone, and Michael Ricobono back there on the trumpet. Yes. Cool. Yeah, this has been a fun thing to do, a fun theme to explore, and we're gonna continue on with a tune, a theme of a TV show from the 1960s. Here we go. All right. So a lot of this set is like from my life, I guess, because we watched a lot of that show right after we got married as well. My wife is a big Nick at Night fan, so that was a show that was on. And we're gonna keep going with. We got two more tunes. This next one was written by the great Quincy Jones. Who knows who Quincy Jones is? Anybody know who Quincy Jones is? Yeah. All right. Cool. So Quincy was known as a composer, arranger. He was a trumpet player from the South Side of Chicago originally, and started writing and composing and studying composing and arranging. Started arranging for like the Cowboy Big Band and Frank Sinatra. And then there was a time, there's this story about Frank Sinatra telling someone in Hollywood, like, hey, you should get Quincy Jones to write music for film. And the response was, this is going to be sensitive, get ready. Can black people do that? Can they compose music for film? And Frank Sinatra said, of course, come on, you got to get this guy Quincy Jones. He studied with this famous composer in Paris, and that was some of his first entry into Hollywood. And since then, obviously, he produced like great Michael Jackson records, Off the Wall, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was his brainchild as well, featuring Will Smith. And this tune, which has been used in many, many things, but not the least of which was Austin Powers' Soul Bossa Nova. Yes, I told Mikah he picked the best scenes from that movie when he says, "I'll stay," and he's got like, 9 or something. "I'll stay. Danger is also my middle name." It's a great scene. Cool. We're gonna finish off the night with one more tune. How about R&D Big Band, everybody? Let's give R&D a hand. Yes. Yes. R&D did such a fantastic job, and I think almost all, maybe all but 4 of them are first years or first time in jazz here at Michigan Tech. So that was a very new group of students. Yes, they're doing awesome. They're doing awesome. Obviously, you saw Robin over there playing piano. So there were some more experienced players, but really a lot of turnover this last year. We graduated more than half of this band last year. So a lot of the band that you're hearing now are also new to lab band. And we're in, how many people were in R&D before, have been in R&D before? Yeah, so this when I started to come here and I started thinking about like, how am I gonna filter students through the system? It was like, let's get let's get workshop. Let's learn a bunch of stuff by ear. No sheet music. Let's get them up into R&D. Play some big band. Let's get them up into lab band. And do the real challenging repertoire. And a lot of that, we do a lot of modern repertoire for big band, which is something that I'm really passionate about, and we'll start doing that kind of work right after this concert. But I'm thankful for Drew Coppola and all his awesome work this semester. Yes, it's taken a lot off of my plate, which means I get to sit home and watch Austin Powers. No, I'm not doing any of that. I'm sitting on committees. I'm going to committee meetings. Doing all the stuff you need to do when you're newly tenured at the university. We're gonna keep going here. I'm gonna tell you who everybody is before we start. Nico's like, should I go? I'll tell you who everybody is first. Saxophones, we have Zoltan, Mark, Hala, Quentin, Liam, and TJ. Give it up for the saxophones. Yes. On the trombones, we have Naomi, Matt, Aaron, and Ben. Give it up for the trombones. And it was Ben's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to Ben. Woo! We had a very long dress rehearsal last night, and I said, I'm sorry, Ben, and happy birthday. We've got back there on the trumpets, Reed, Sydney. We've got Michael and Michael on the trumpets. Give it up for the trumpets. And you might have noticed that Mr. Tarski over there is playing double duty, was playing lead trumpet in R&D as well, so his lips are hurting, but he's doing such an awesome job. One more time for Michael Tarski playing lead trumpet, filling some big shoes this year. In the rhythm section, our drummers are Nico, Harrison, and Hank. Hank, where you at? Where's Hank? Did Hank bounce? Oh, Hank. All right, we've got Robin and Samuel Kalkman. Is Sam here? No, he's not here. Okay, well, Robin on the vibes. Give it up for Robin. Sam will be here tomorrow night. We're playing a lot of music that's like some people don't play on every tune, right? Because so we only picked 5 tunes. That's Jay Jameson Sawicki on the bass. Give it up for Jay. And that's William on the piano and Rhodes. Yes. And go. This is Nico Chua, first year student here at Michigan Tech. Thank you so much. Thank you. Come back tomorrow night. We got 4 more tunes we'll do tomorrow night. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you.